I'm so tired of hearing
Jesus.
about the Clippers, and because they got Kawhi and Paul George, like, if I hear one more person on TV talk about how they could compete for the NBA Finals, I'm going to throw up. What have you seen from that team? I mean, if you think that, you haven't watched an NBA game the last 2 years. First off, they are the most load management mugs I've ever seen in my life. And look, I don't want to hear anything about this load management. They're all weak. I don't want to hear about science and all that jazz, okay? Jordan 60 still hooping people up at Hornets practice, all right? So,
He is.
The Clippers, I do like Ty Lue, but the Clippers, you think about it, Kawhi, Paul George, Powell, Zubac. They had John Wall. That was supposed to be the next greatest thing. They shipped his rear.
That didn't work out too well.
They had Luke Kennard. The Clippers are going exactly where the Lakers are going. Home.
Yeah. On this episode of Bustin' Chops and Callin' Shots, we talk a little NBA news. Kevin Love signs with the Heat. And the Clippers have signed Russell Westbrook. We also go through the standings, where the playoff race is if it were to start today. We give you a little Formula One news. Preseason testing is going to take place in Bahrain over the next 3 days. Excited to have an American driver on the grid and Logan Sargent. Looking forward to the season getting underway. Talk a little MLB news. Mookie Betts admits that the Red Sox did steal signs, but not during the World Series. We talk about that one a little bit. And the Mets owner wants the payroll to get into a more reasonable spot. Kind of funny after all the money that they've spent in free agency. Talk a little NHL news. We give you a little NFL news as well. The Jets think Derek Carr is a Hall of Famer. We have fun with that one a little bit. Purdy has delayed his surgery, but expects to be ready for the season. We talk about the Titans' cuts to get under the payroll. We have a big announcement for you, and John gives you some tips in his betting corner. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Back for another one with you tonight. John Boy, how's your week been?
Going good, man. Going good. Been a good week. Monday night, Morgan State +7 outright winner. And then last night, oh God, that's why I hate road teams. Take Baylor on the money line. Perfect revenge spot against K-State, and got the lead at half, and then all of a sudden just fall apart. But shout out to Coach Tang of K-State. He should really be Coach of the Year. I mean, it shouldn't even be close. The job he's did.
They're playing great basketball.
Yeah. So, and the Big 12 is legit. So that's just a tough game. And then tonight, we had Queens +9.5 against Liberty. They were up 36-32 at the half, and then they've gotten boat raced in this second half. So 9:33 to go. Liberty up 62-51. So the back door is still open, barely. And then we got UMass +9. There's 11:46 to go. UMass down 14, but they were out their top two leading scorers, which I knew. But the thought was, hey, home team's still been 13-5 ATS in this series, along with the fact that UMass has a winning record at home. Dayton 4-5 on the road. They're a much different team outside of Dayton, so. Maybe we get lucky and sneak in. Then we had the Islanders in hockey. They were up 1-0 at the end of the first period on Winnipeg, and as fate would have it, it's tied 1-1 halfway through the second. So staring down 0-3, which after losing last night, the world would end. People would be jumping off cliffs.
Why
but look,
would you even say that?
Hey, I think it was 18-4-2 last week. So, it's early. It's Wednesday. So no matter what happens tonight, remember, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So holding steady at 283 games over after the Baylor loss.
Yeah, there's still time in all of those games. So let's not go crazy.
Well, I like to plan for the worst and wait for the best to happen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Baylor lately slipping. Obviously, the second half against Kansas did not go well. And the second half against K-State did not go well. So they got to figure out a way to clean that up in the second half, because Come tournament time, that's going to be a problem.
Well, I still got all the faith in the world, man. Dayton they move so well without the basketball. Baylor, they're younger than they've been the past couple of years, right? This isn't the same team that won the national championship, and Coach Drew does an awesome job. That's where Tang was at. Tang was the assistant at Baylor before he went to K-State, so they'll be okay. I mean, they're not a national championship team, but let's be honest here. I was in a conversation with a good friend of mine. I'm actually going to be on a show for March Madness out in Vegas, March 14th and 15th, Tuesday and Wednesday before the tournament. Yep, I'll be breaking down all the games with Kenny Thompson. Used to be play-by-play guy for UC Irvine. Did some work with USC, has his own radio show, very successful guy. And you can catch that it's called the Kenny Thompson radio show, Monday through Friday, 101.5 FM, KDWN. But it streams, so if you go on the Odyssey app, wherever you get Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Kenny Thompson radio show, he does just a phenomenal job, a really, really knowledgeable guy. So it'll be fun to get in there and just talk tournament with him. So we'll be doing that. And then, as I said, everybody will be able to follow me. I'll be in the Circa contest, the Westgate contest, and the Last Man Standing contest for stations. So, who knows? Maybe I get lucky and win 50 grand or $1 million or, and donate it all to charity.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Yeah. You have fun with the Kenny Thompson show. That'll be great. Awesome that he's having you on. I think you have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, excited to go back to Vegas. I know you love that place. You want to live there all the time. So I'm sure you're stoked.
Well, I want to split my time, because me and my youngest daughter, we love the beach. So I want to spend half my year in Vegas, mainly football season, right? And then the rest of the time I'd like to we're done in this UMass Dayton game. Dayton just went on a freaking 10-0 run. It's 62-41, so we got no shot. That one's a loss. But Queens down 6 with 7:44, so we need Queens and the Islanders to make a winning night. But yeah, I want Vegas half the year, and then the other half either Myrtle Beach or Florida. Now, here's the toss-up. Neither one of them have legalized gambling, which I think Florida's going to happen quick. It has to.
Yet. They'll have it
But
soon.
I got to have water and beach. I have to wake up and roll over and without getting in my bed, have a full view spread of the ocean and the beach. And Florida's no state tax. Florida has beautiful, no state tax. That's just awesome. So whichever one of those legalized, but I like Myrtle, right? I know Myrtle's really commercialized, but I just like it, especially down Garden City, part of Myrtle. So, but yeah, that's how I want to spend my time. Football season in Vegas, and then the rest of the time, other than the tournament, I'm on a golf course. And, the ideal thing would be wake up at 4, like I do now. Wake up 4 a.m.
That's ideal to you?
Yeah. I want to do that until the day I die. I don't care if I'm 80. 4 a.m.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Read my little bit and get in my Bible, right? And then do my meditation, and then go to the gym while I'm on the treadmill, start my studying, hour of cardio, hour of weights, come back to the house, finish my studying up on all the games, do all my research. That's a good 5-6 hours, total. So if I do some on my phone, the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. And then hit the golf course. And then come home, grill out a nice dinner with a glass of wine, and in bed by 10. Beautiful life. Wake up at 4 a.m., do it all over again.
But hey, to each their own.
And above 80 degrees every day of my life. There's nothing wrong with that.
That sounds like hell. So I don't want any part of that. I'll do the heat thing. And the whole
I know you'd rather live in Alaska and rub noses like Eskimos. Sure. I don't get it, but whatever. What ifs?
Yeah. Ireland
makes no sense to me.
That's where I want to live. So,
look, I don't want to be anywhere over the seas. We got it way too good in America. We're so spoiled in America, and we don't give it enough credit.
I am not giving it credit. I'm just saying if I'm retiring.
Look, there's beautiful place. And if you're going to go overseas, why wouldn't you go to like St. Lucia?
because
or Antigua to live.
Nah,
Oh,
Ireland
the tropics
for me.
is where it is. Have you seen the scenery in the tropics? Dear
Nah.
God. Woo!
See, we have very, very different priorities. So
No, we don't. Mine are right in line.
mine are in line.
I ask God every day, Lord, are my priorities in line? He says, yes, my son. I say, let's get after it then.
And if that's what you're hearing, I don't know who's talking to you, but
Queens
need to
down
check on
4
that.
with 5:19 left.
see, and you panic, and I tell you, there's plenty of time left. You know,
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I just last night I should have
You're a
took the night
panicker.
off. Last night I should have took the night off, but I
think
really
Baylor was good though.
It
I think
was.
Baylor
It was
was
the
a good
right
play.
side. It was the right side, and I'm not mad that I lost the bet. But, I said it's either Baylor or nothing. I was like, a Tuesday night, and then, of course, around 4 o'clock Eastern, the texts start flooding in. Anything today? Anything today? What are we playing today, right? And so you just kind of feel like, and it's nobody's, I'm the one that gave it out. And again, I'm totally cool with the bet. Revenge spot. Baylor
As soon as you sent it out, I was like, good
Baylor
play.
stayed in Kansas. They didn't go home. So they dropped the game Saturday in Lawrence. They stayed there another 2 days, had 2 days of practice, local high school, team bonding. Last game before they go back, I just felt like it was a good spot. But, again, sometimes, even if you feel like your handicapping is right, again, sometimes the best play is no play, right? So it's just like all the trends, regardless of who's playing. Remember, I say they factor that into the line. But UMass was averaging 78 points a game at home. Well, they're not even going to get close to that tonight. They're sitting on like 42.
They're not even getting in the.
So where the work said, well, the line didn't move like it should with the 2 top scorers being out, didn't work in my favor here. So that was UMass was a bad play on my part. But hey, if we can sneak out 2-1, we'll be good. And there's a lot of ball left this weekend. Plus, we got California. They start practicing there tomorrow, right? For the NASCAR race. Thursdays when they do practice. Fridays qualifying. So how that
yeah, is that where they're at this week?
Yeah, I like nothing in golf. There's going to be either M's going to win it or it's going to be a big long shot. I just don't like the golf field. So a couple guys asked me today, hey, you going to give out your 5-6 pack? Because I said I was going to do it but I think it's some crazy long shot that wins this. Yeah, you're going to get somebody over 30-1 to win this tournament.
I can see that. If you're going to be out in Vegas, I will actually be at the first night of the Big 12 tournament there, Wednesday, March 8th. I'll be at the T-Mobile Center downtown in Kansas City watching a little college basketball. So any listeners in the Kansas City area are going to go to the tournament, want to stop by, say hi. I'll be out there drinking beer, watching basketball. So
there you go.
Hey, yeah, looking forward to it.
Right now,
I try to go to that first session.
Right now, hands down, the best the best conference in college hoops.
Yeah. Yeah, and if the Big 12 looks to add some more teams, like they could be even better.
To me, right
college
now,
basketball.
To me, right now, this year, people disagree. Big 12, Big East, and the Mountain West. 4th would be the SEC. 5th would be the ACC. 6th would be the Big 10.
ACC's not having a great year.
Well, the Big 10 isn't either, but the Big 10 just gets so much love. It's ridiculous. Like I posted on Twitter, this whole Wisconsin thing, especially if they lose at home to Iowa tonight, I don't want to hear they should be in over a New Mexico or a Charleston. Like, if you're going to say Wisconsin should get in over Charleston, you haven't watched a Charleston game all year long. That is a Sweet 16 team if they get in. They are Sweet 16 material if they get in. I'm going to tell you this, too. There's going to be a lot of upset. You're going to have 1 seeds not make it out of the first weekend this year.
Yeah.
Because I think Alabama isn't scary. I don't think Purdue is scary. I think Kansas and UCLA are about the only 2 scary teams, and they're not your typical scary team. Man, I tell you what, UMass couldn't throw it in the ocean if they were drowning in it. If they were on the back of the Titanic when it was going down, they still couldn't find the ocean with a ball.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the way it goes, man.
I never thought I'd say this. UMass football could be better than this basketball team.
Ooh, be careful with that.
Maybe I can just tell people I got hammered when I bet this game and I thought Marcus Camby was still there. Think they believe me?
I mean, I think what you were looking at.
What? Calipari's not still coaching. What are you talking about?
Good Lord. All right. Jump into a little NBA news.
The No Bank Account Association.
Yeah. Hey, we hadn't had to play with them for a while.
There's a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason. Heat signed Kevin Love. So he's headed there. Cav's going to retire his jersey there in Cleveland. How we feel about Love to the Heat?
Man, there is a guy that just injuries destroyed his career.
Happens to a lot of people, man.
You know, I'm really surprised he didn't end up with LA. You know, usually Braun likes to bring all of his posse in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
maybe he learned his lesson after the Russell Westbrook experience.
Yeah, that's the next one on my list. The Clippers have signed Russell Westbrook.
Dayton is making it rain like Hurricane Hugo right now. I mean, it's just like a tropical storm from the 3-point line. Dear God.
Sometimes that's the way the cookie
crumbles. Like I'm watching
man.
the Massachusetts Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Clippers sign Russell Westbrook. What do you think about this one?
Well, look. Who cares? Like, I'm so tired of hearing about the Clippers. And because they got Kawhi and Paul George, like, if I hear one more person on TV talk about how they could compete for the NBA Finals, I'm going to throw up. What have you seen from that team? I mean, if you think that, you haven't watched an NBA game the last 2 years. First off, they are the most load management mugs I've ever seen in my life. And look, I don't want to hear anything about this load management. They're all weak. I don't want to hear about science and all that jazz, okay? Jordan 60 still hooping people up at Hornets practice, all right? So,
he is.
You know, the Clippers, I do like Ty Lue, but the Clippers, you think about it, Kawhi, Paul George, Powell, Zubac, they had John Wall. That was supposed to be the next greatest thing. They shipped his rear.
That didn't work out too well.
You know, they had Luke Kennard. The Clippers are going exactly where the Lakers are going. Home.
Yeah.
They're going home.
You're probably right.
The only difference is the Clippers might get out of the first round. But let me tell you something. Anybody that, and I keep hearing people saying, I still got the Clippers. They're going to come alive. Look, I know you're hoping Paul George from Indiana shows back up, and he probably will in a game or two, but not in a 7-game series. I know you think you're going to get the Kawhi that wheeled the Spurs and the Raptors to championships. That guy's dead and gone and ain't coming back, folks. He can't even play back-to-back games, not on back-to-back nights. He can't play Wednesday and suit up again Friday. I'm not talking about Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, if it's Wednesday and they play on Saturday, I mean, he's a game-time decision. I mean, it's absurd. The Clippers have no shot at the title. And look, the way the Lakers are going, they got no shot at the play-in. They keep playing like they are. Jesus.
Yeah, they're struggling.
So the Westbrook experience, the only thing I'll say is he'll play mad to get even with the Lakers. But look, Westbrook's played mad his whole career. I mean, he's like a runaway freight train, which kudos to him. I mean, the guy's a phenomenal athlete. I never thought he would do what he's did when he came out of UCLA. Never did I see that coming, right? Mm-hmm. So kudos to Russell Westbrook. But, I mean, man, everywhere he's been has been a flamethrower. I mean, the only difference between him and Kyrie Irving is Kyrie can shoot.
Yeah.
You know, but Westbrook shows up. So, 6 in one, half dozen the other. Which, by the way, I don't see anybody commenting on how great that Kyrie-Luka experiment's working out.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But Kyrie will be with the Lakers next year. James was already courting him at the All-Star game, which, by the way, if NBA All-Star Weekend is going to end up like it was, they should just do away with it. It was disgusting. The draft was longer than the daggone game that they had. with
I didn't watch
LeBum and Giannis up there. It was
wasn't it like 184 to it's a ridiculously high scoring game.
Yeah.
What about Kevin Durant's new home? How do you feel about the Suns?
I'm really excited about the Suns. I'm really happy for Kevin Durant. I think that we need to be realistic in our expectations, though. I mean, there's only 23 games left of the season. Chris Paul's been hurt all year long. Devin Booker's been hurt all year long. Durant still isn't back from injury, right? So, there's people saying, oh, championship or bust. I don't see it that way. Okay, next year, if they can stay healthy, I'll buy into that. This year, I don't see them winning the title. But I don't think that means they failed, right? You have 23. I mean, remember the Miami Heat when they got Wade, James, and Bosh that were all in the prime of their careers and were all young and in good health. All three of these cats have been banged up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chris Paul's like 38. Durant's like 32, 33, somewhere in there. And then you got, Booker's young, but he's been, so we need to let them get some late. Now, when I look at the landscape of the West, I still think they can navigate their way to the Western Conference Finals, right? I have a hard time subscribing to the fact that Denver's not going to get there because I think their coach Malone is the best coach in the West. Mm-hmm. And I think, look, Jokic, Murray, Michael Porter, that's just, and then you got KCP, you got Aaron Gordon. That's just, if they're healthy, that's a big ask for a team to deal with them. So I think the Nuggets, you can go ahead and slot them over, right? Mm-hmm. Outside of that, like I said, I don't want to hear any Clippers talk. I think the Kings season has been great, but the Kings, they're not conference finals material. The Memphis Grizzlies, I think they felt themselves way too much. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie's there, so that'll end in a disaster. So, you know,
probably.
I just,
that's going to be a train wreck.
I think the Suns can navigate their way to the Western Conference Finals. Now, who they play, or the Nuggets can make their way there. The other spot, I think it's either Suns or Warriors, depending on health. I got no faith in Memphis or Sacramento or, Dallas. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Clippers, I don't even want to hear about them. Lakers, if they get in, will get steamrolled. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a team that's up there. Do you have the standings?
Yeah, we are actually going to go through the standings. So let's start with the Eastern Conference.
Let's do that since I'm sitting here struggling like an idiot.
Yeah, I was just going to let you struggle for a little while. It's kind of fun.
People already don't think I know what I'm talking about. Like they could pick 283. They don't think I know what I'm talking about, but yet they're going to that factory to stack boxes tomorrow for work. Queens is down 6 with a minute 53. Can we just get the cover here? Massachusetts game over. We're down 20 with 2:24. Horrible play.
Yeah.
Horrible
That's
play.
over. Well,
horrible
play. Not really a horrible play.
Well, I got too cute. I thought the line should have moved more. I was looking at the line movement. It's just not a good pick. That's my fault, guys. Bad play.
Yeah.
Bad
well, here, I'll
play
bail you out with the NBA standings. Let's go through this real quick. I don't want to watch you struggle so bad. All right, Eastern Conference right now. The Boston Celtics at the top here, 42-17. Half game back is the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 41-17.
It's a 2-team race. It's one of those two.
Yep.
That's your Eastern Conference Finals. Nobody else is relevant.
Well, we're going to go through them.
We can go through them. I'm just telling you, none of the other teams in the East are relevant.
No, I got you. But let's keep rolling. 76ers, 3 games back, 38-19. Cavaliers 4th in the Eastern Conference, 5 games back. The Nets 7.5 games back. And the New York Knicks 9.5 games back. Miami on the outside looking in here, they're 10 games back, so a half game back of the Knicks. Hawks, 3 games back of Miami. Wizards, Raptors, not very good. So we'll jump over to the Western Conference.
Didn't I say
Denver
that?
Nuggets. Yeah, but I still got to go through them.
All right, whatever you say. It's your show.
Hey, man, got to get the information to the people. Denver Nuggets, top of the Western Conference. Memphis is 5 games back of them, though, 35 and 22. So Denver's kind of running away with the West.
What a heartbreaker this would be.
Yep. Sacramento, 8 games back and third in the Western Conference. Clippers right there in fourth.
Well, hold on. Who's first? Go back.
The Nuggets. See, you don't pay attention to anything I say. And then I get halfway through the list and you have to make me go back, and it's a whole thing. All right, listen to me the first.
All right, let's start from the top. Who's number 1?
The Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, I knew that. Who's next?
5 games ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies. You want me to slow it down for you a little more?
No, I'm good now.
Jesus. All right, Sacramento.
Yeah, Memphis ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Sacramento 3 games back of Memphis. The Clippers a game back of Sacramento. The Suns 9.5 games back of the Nuggets, and then the Mavs 10.5 games back.
So it's Nuggets,
Grizzlies, Kings, Clippers, Suns, Mavericks. Do you want me to go through it again?
No. This is Nuggets. Suns, Warriors.
Well, then outside looking in here. New Orleans is 11 games back. Minnesota's 11 games back. Golden State 11.5 games back. They need to get healthy. It looks like Curry is making some progress here. Hopefully he can suit up again for them soon. And then Oklahoma City is 12 games back. So there's 4 teams there in the West that are very, very close to each other. Kind of all in range. And really, Utah and Portland.
So the Suns
12.5 games back.
The Suns, the Nuggets are 3 games ahead of the Grizz?
5.
And how far to the Grizz to the Kings in third?
8.
8 games separate number 2 and number 3?
Oh, no, sorry. 8 games separate number 3 and number 1. The Kings are 3 games back of the Grizzlies. So Grizzlies 5 games back, Kings 8 games back.
And then how far is the Clippers and the Suns?
Well,
no, I got totally distracted because Queens fouls twice with 48 seconds left. So we're down 9. Liberty's got that. We're going to get hosed in this game. Yeah, we fouled 34 seconds. God bless. I need missed free throws and a bucket. We're going to go 0-2 in hoops. Go ahead. God.
I don't even know where I'm at this point. Like,
Western Conference is going to be Nuggets and Suns, or Nuggets and Warriors if they get healthy.
Gotcha.
If the Warriors don't get healthy, then the Grizz got a shot.
Yeah, Dynamite drop in money. All right, let's
missed free throw. We hit a 3 with 29 seconds. We're down 6. I told you we weren't out of it.
God. Watching or listening.
Look, this is what vacations like.
It's one of the most stressful. Oh my God, it's awful.
Timeout, 27 seconds. We got to set up the press. No need to foul.
He stresses every second of every game.
Well, I put a lot in.
We all feel it. I got you, but I'm just
nobody in my family watches a game with me anymore, except my 7-year-old, and that's just because she sits there and laughs at me.
Yeah, poor thing. All right, we're done with the NBA, right? Or do you have any more nuggets of wisdom to share with us this evening?
Celtics and Bucks are the only 2 teams that'll play in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then UMass lost by 18. Jeez. And then in the old Frank Martin got his butt handed to him. And then in the West, it's going to be Nuggets and Suns.
God. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Man, trying to keep you on track tonight is a full-time job. All right, we're going to jump to a little Formula One.
Now, the NBA's back tomorrow night, right? Yeah.
I swear. Like, why do I?
Thursday night. Listen, no, Thursday night. So Nuggets go to the Cavs. Cavs are laying 2.5. What's your thoughts?
I don't even know anymore.
All right.
I'm just here.
Move on. I was going to talk a little gambling, but whatever.
I mean, go for it. I'm not going to stop
I'm over it now. Move on.
I mean, we probably don't have any listeners at this point, but we're working on it.
I'm going back to the Liberty.
Working through some things.
I'm really mad because I bet myself I should have gave out LSU. I knew the streak was going to end. Instead, I give out UMass. See, that's the stuff that just pisses me off.
Yeah, don't you preach the whole, like, on to tomorrow. It's just a day.
Yeah, I do, after it's over.
Practice what you preach, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
On to the next one. Get you a drink of water. You need a snack.
I'm out.
What can we do to make your life better is really what I'm...
I don't have any good snacks down here right now. All right, go ahead. I'm
That's a
changing the
shocker.
channel
Okay.
to the hockey game.
All right, Formula One. Preseason testing starts this week, 23rd through the 25th. Obviously interested to see how these teams roll out. Second year with this new car. Red Bull obviously has been the class for the last couple seasons, but can't count out Mercedes. You expect Ferrari to kind of pull it together here eventually, right? And we have an American driver in Formula One again. Logan Sargent will be driving for Williams, so exciting for an American driver. And there's also been rumblings this offseason about Andretti and Cadillac teaming up to bring a new team to Formula One, a new American team. Be a lot of fun.
The way you talked just now, I felt like the only thing I heard was used car lots. Mercedes and Dodge and Ford. What the heck are you talking about?
Do you know nothing about Formula One racing? It's the biggest motorsport in the world. Nothing? Nada?
Okay.
Well, I have
Is that
something for
important?
you. Yeah, I have something for you. Drive to Survive, the Formula One show. This will be the 5th season of it. That is coming out this week on Netflix, season 5. If you guys haven't checked it out, want to learn more about Formula One, it's a great show. I think it's brought a lot of American fans to the sport, which is great. It's obviously got us some American Formula One races. We have Vegas, we have Miami, we have Texas, and they're looking to add American dates to the calendar. So I think it's great to grow the sport, and it is a lot of fun to watch. It's exciting. These cars are pretty impressive. So interested to see what season 2 of this new car, this new format that they've had. I thought last year was a lot more exciting than it had been in the past. So excited for the new season to kick off. Said check out the Formula One show. John, you should do some research, at least be able to speak to Formula One a little bit, because it is the biggest motorsport in the world. Nothing, nada, don't have anything.
Oh, the biggest motorboat in the world is me. If I got the right thing.
Gonna be one of those nights. All right. Let's shift gears to a little baseball news. No, I just keep on rolling here. MLB news. Mookie Betts has admitted the Red Sox did cheat and steal signs, but not during the World Series, is what he said. My thing is, who gives a shit? I don't care.
I have late breaking news on this. I have insider information on this whole baseball thing.
Yeah.
Are you ready? I'm bringing it to you here first and live. God bless.
Be careful. What's wrong?
Liberty wins by 8. Cover. Now we just need the Islanders to turn a profit tonight.
I'm worried.
Listen, this is really, really big. Breaking news. Really, really important.
I can't take you seriously.
Since the game of baseball started.
Yeah.
All the way up until last year's last game of the World Series with the Phillies and the Astros.
Yep.
Teams have been stealing signs.
Yeah.
I know everybody is shocked. I was too. But it's happened every game, every series since the game started.
Yeah, in Major League Baseball, and college, and high school, and
I coach 8th grade softball.
We all do it.
I coach 7, 8, 9-year-old girls softball, and I'm trying to steal the other team's signs.
Absolutely.
It's called
I used to do it in high school all the time.
Look, when I coached high school basketball and was a part of state teams in private school, and when I was a part of 3 Final Fours in 4 years in public schools, guess what we did? We took the other team's game film and turned the sound up, or I would go 3 hours down the road and scout the team we might meet in the playoffs. So not only could I draw down their plays, but the whole time I hardly paid attention to the game because I was videoing it. The rest of the time I was locked in on the coaching staff what the calls were. It's called sports, people. It's not fair. It's people that work hard get something. It's just like life. Nobody's going to pat your ass and tell you it's going to be okay. Okay? Maybe our president will, but last time I checked, that wasn't going so well for everybody.
Yeah.
Dear God.
I don't even think he's in the country right now. Where is he at?
Stealing signs.
No, maybe Poland. Yeah.
Look,
I don't know,
I've
man.
done told you.
This
We
is a
need to get
non-issue.
Listen, America will be a great place when we get rid of two things: the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. As soon as we get rid of parties, we'll have a real party.
Yeah,
Anyway,
maybe.
that's the last thing on politics. But look, this whole baseball, I mean, I'm so tired of these purist of the game geeks. Like, what game
They're
are you
killing
watching?
it. They are killing baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
It's dying. It's sad because baseball is a great game. It really is. It's a phenomenal game, but they are killing it. And it's not going to survive long if they keep picking it apart. Perfect example, folks. Look at NASCAR. They did the same thing. They picked it apart, and now it's a shell of what it used to be. Baseball's getting to be the same way.
Look, I could make the argument that baseball and the NBA,
Yeah.
those two sports, only because of TV money and not really, let me just say it, and there's a lot of different ways we can go with it. The NFL, college football, because football is always going to be king.
Always.
College basketball, right? Those three sports are more watched than any, right?
Yeah, agreed.
If the NCAA gets more of a business mindset, baseball is going to keep dying. And listen, not because it's near and dear to my heart, but as we move more towards, equality as far as men and women, I'm going to tell you right now, until you've never watched the Softball World Series,
Yeah, it's really good.
it is
Really
a
good.
better game and a better product than the regular season MLB will ever be.
Yeah. You're not
I don't know
wrong.
why somebody doesn't get a hold of that and make a league. And maybe it's because they're like, well, the WNBA show, but the WNBA is a good product. But look, you're not going to beat out college basketball. The NBA can't even beat out college basketball. I mean,
Yeah,
have you looked at the
not even close.
stands in these NBA games?
It's bad. It's really
Have
bad.
you go to a baseball? I mean, we were at the Twins Stadium, nice new beautiful stadium. Half of it's empty. Look, the National Stadium, I guarantee you, I'm going to be able to, it's going to be like when I was in high school and we got to go to the Royals 3 rows back for $6 because they sucked. I'll be able to go to a Nats game for $20. I won't even have to buy a hot dog. They'll be giving them away because they made too many because nobody showed up. Like, you're killing the game and you're doing nothing. Look, I'm not trying to sound like the old dude get off my lawn at 39 years old, but let me tell you something.
No, I
folks.
think it's fine.
Let me tell you something. Some things didn't need to be fixed, right? Baseball in 1994 was having the most amazing year ever. That year, we could have saw every record smashed. The home run, Joe DiMaggio's 56, which I think is the most unbreakable record right now in sports. The Ted Williams batting award, batting up, over 400 in a year. All of that could have happened. And then you had the strike. The only thing that saved baseball was the McGuire-Sosa thing that brought people back.
Yep.
So when you want to talk about roids and purity and all that, fine. Go back to 1995 to 1997. And that's when the Yankees were in the World Series. Yankees and Braves were playing.
Yep.
And it still wasn't enough. If you want to go back to that to be a purist, you'll have nothing to write about because nobody will care. You want to know how I know? Because I'm deep into gambling. Baseball is one of my best sports, baseball and college basketball. Look, I have to explain to guys why they need to bet baseball because after football in March Madness, they just want to be done. It's like, no, you can make more money in baseball than you can in football to help build your bankroll for football.
Absolutely.
Like, I got to explain to people to make money because everybody hates baseball.
Yep.
Like, even I was talking to a guy, he's like, man, I really love baseball. It's just so brutal to watch. One of our bettors, I'm like, I know. How do you think I feel on a Wednesday night with 4 games going in my office? And I mean, scratching their cup every time they about to throw a ball. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, all I need to hear about.
I used to watch the games every evening, and I haven't. I mean, I don't watch.
Well, I have to
because
it's my job, and I shouldn't say I have to. It's a blessing that I have to watch sports. I mean, right now I got this Kentucky-Florida game on. But, you know, they're just killing the sport, man. And these... Oh, they're just killing it. It's a shame. I don't know what else to say. I've rambled too long. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. They are killing it. We'll jump to the next one here. The Mets owner wants to bring the payroll down to something more reasonable after he spent all the money in free agency. Maybe you should have thought about that before you brought out the checkbook there, Moneybags.
What did he say?
He wants to get the payroll down to something more reasonable, I think was the quote.
So is this like the scene out of The Hangover where he looked around, gets on the phone and say, yeah, we screwed up.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say I want to drop payroll and then go out there and sign Verlander and Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
And look, they still haven't addressed the batting order.
Where does all the baseball money come from? It seems like it's never ending.
It's like never ending. That's the problem. I have no idea where this money comes. It's got to be the TV deals. And baseball, here's where baseball is so skewed.
Maybe our tax money goes to baseball too, and we don't know it.
Well,
maybe.
Spring and summer, they're the only game in town.
Well, yeah. But the stadiums are like 3/4 empty.
But I mean, hockey arenas are more packed than NBA and baseball stadiums.
Oh, hockey arenas are packed. Like, so we have a minor league team here in Kansas City. It sells out every night. Every home game is a sellout. Like, hockey is huge.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I think hockey's on its way to being bigger. I mean, I think it already is bigger than the NBA, but bigger than baseball. I mean, hockey's huge.
Hockey would be bigger than the NBA if hockey had, and you're starting to see it, which I think is fantastic. But if it had just a little bit more diversity, but you're starting to see more and more African-American players, and I think that's only going to help the sport over time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hockey's just so much fun to watch, man. It's constant action, the fighting. It's just impressive what those guys can do on skates.
And when I say that, look at what happened when Tiger really got involved in golf, how it took off.
Oh, yeah. That changed the game.
I think if NHL can get the right players and start to reach out to other areas and grow their fan base, the NHL is a better product than Major League Baseball and the NBA. And if you say it's not, it's just because you haven't been to a hockey game, because I used to say the same thing until I went to a hockey game live, and then I realized, no, this thing is action. And look, the NBA, the NBA, I love the NBA. I really do. The old NBA. Yeah. I just can't subscribe to, and I'll tell you what, a guy that became, and look, I'm a sucker for the heartstrings. A guy that became my favorite NBA player this week was Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah.
From Minnesota. I mean, Edwards saying that guys shouldn't be taking nights off, and what about the people? That's the same thing Kobe said, same thing John Stockton said, same thing Bird said, same thing Jordan said. It was funny. I was scrolling through social media when I'm on the treadmill every morning, and I'm looking at motivational stuff, and one thing came up, and it has Kobe Bryant sitting on the bench drinking a Gatorade. His shoulders wrapped with ice. Both of his knees are wrapped with these huge, big ice things. His right shoe's off with a big, he looks like the abominable snowman wrapped in ice. And the caption was, what about the fans that saved up just to see me once? I can't let them down. And I don't want to hear about, I've heard it on all the major networks. They've been talking about it this week because, football gone, sports world changes a lot. I don't know why these shows don't talk more about college sports. Like, there should be more talk about college basketball as much as they try to talk about the NBA, but whatever. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear about these doctors and the teams saying, why would a team say, no, I want this guy to rest? How does that help him? Again, folks, I'm not trying to be, I'll just put it in terms of us, right? If I didn't pick 150 games over 500 and that's what I advertised, why in God's name would anybody pay to follow me? You'd have to be an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would.
Either you'd be an idiot or I'd be a wonderful salesman, right? So it's the same thing. How is the NBA afford to pay you your fat salary, Mr. Player? Oh, that's right. The fans. And all these people saying, well, the fans don't have a right to this. Bull. They pay your salary. The TV money comes from the fans. The concession money, the ticket comes from the fans. Right?
Absolutely.
Now, I think there's a line from what a fan should be able to say. But look, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and I've heard way worse than what's been said to these cats. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
So let's just be real, okay? Play. Like, if I'm a Clippers fan, I'm disgusted. Like, I get Kawhi, you sell me all this George and Kawhi, and we're going to win a championship, and these buzzards don't even play? I mean, I got to give it up to LeBron. You know what I mean? There's, like I said, there's a lot of things with LeBron I don't agree with, but there are some things I do agree with. One, he's a top 5 player all time. 2, he's changed the game the way he takes care of his body. And 3, at 38 years old, why is LeBron James playing more minutes than half the league at 38? Yeah. I mean, he's got a big bald spot on the back where he's losing his hair. You got to tell my buddy, yo, Bron. LeBum. Stop wearing so many hats. You know, he's getting bald back. But look, you can't ever question how much LeBron loves the game or what he gives to it.
No. He plays hard.
And he should take a night off here. And I'm not saying you should play every game like Jordan and Isaiah and Magic and play hurt like they did. I get it. Things are different.
It was a whole different ball game.
You know, so I'm not going to be the guy get on my lawn. But on the other part, like, I expect you, you know, Steve Kerr said, well, change it from an 82 to a 72 game schedule. Okay, I'll subscribe to 10 less games. But does that mean they're going to play 65 of the 72?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
And here's the other problem I got. If you want to rest for load management, rest on a home game. Rest on a home game. Because if you're going out and you're playing at LA, Giannis is probably coming to town once. That's another cat. I love Giannis. Giannis suits up. Hurt, whatever. Yep. Jason Tatum, hurt, whatever. Suits up. So it's not everybody. I don't want to kill all the stars in the NBA, but there's some. It's like Durant. When Durant's healthy, I mean, he'll tell you, I just want to hoop. But some of these guys, dear God, give me a break. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a big Zion Williamson guy, but every time he sprains a toenail, we got to sit him for a month.
Or 2. So
I mean,
God,
come
he
on
does
now.
Not play.
Anthony Davis. He comes back, and I always say, hey, he's out 2 weeks. I mean, he's on the floor more than a Swiffer duster when he does come back.
Yeah.
Right?
He is.
And look, if maybe Anthony Davis just was a little tougher mentally, I'm not the one at a loss. He's the one that's losing out. Because Anthony Davis has the talent to finish, well, not now, he's missed too much. But if he hadn't missed so much, and then Anthony Davis had the talent to be a top 10 all-time NBA player.
Yeah.
But he don't play. I mean, look, when he's on the floor, him and LeBron.
Got to actually play in order to.
I mean, the Lakers look unstoppable sometimes. Yeah. I mean, nobody can cover Anthony Davis. And then defensively, he's a machine. I mean, he eats Jokic alive. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I just want to see a little bit of toughness, right?
Yep.
Look,
Absolutely.
I saw a guy with no legs in a wheelchair who's at the gym every day that I go to at Planet Fitness. So if he can do it, you can play on a sprained ankle. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I really went on a
rant
tangent.
there.
Why'd you get me fired
Good
up?
Lord. This night, I don't know, man.
I feel
It's
like
off
Al
the rails.
Pacino in Son of a Woman. Are you done? I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I've tried to keep you on track tonight, but it's just not working. Some
You
nights,
did a horrible
goes.
job.
Well, I know, but I don't want to interrupt you a ton either, because then that just sounds bad, and then you just
You're
get
like
all
John
cranky
Wall
and
trying to
nobody
shoot a
wants
jump shot tonight. Horrible. That's Charles
I'm
Barkley
nice.
said terrible. Just terrible.
Terrible. All right, so a little more MLB news here. Obviously, spring training starts on Friday. And then Ohtani's agent says he has earned the right to test free agency. I would agree with this. He's
going to look beautiful in a Las
What?
Vegas A's jersey. They're going to build the stadium right there at the Rio. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. How quickly do you think that gets done, though?
I think it's going to get done in the offseason.
But then how long? I mean, it's going to take them, a couple years to build a stadium?
No, baby. In Vegas, that Raiders stadium was up in like a little over a year. Things work fast in Vegas. They don't play.
Yeah. All right.
They're moving and shaking.
All right, we'll jump over to a little NHL news here really quick. Ryan O'Reilly already making a difference for the Leafs. Had a hat trick the other night. He's playing really well in his new home. Your Vegas Knights have traded Shea Weber to the Coyotes. Not really sure why they would offload Weber, but
why?
Who
Why?
knows? Some things just make me scratch my head, but yeah, is what it is.
I mean, why would you do that?
I don't know.
I mean,
get somebody on the phone.
I mean, you're in the thick
2-1.
Islanders are up 2-1. Look, if we can go 2-1, I mean, Mother Teresa.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last bit of NHL news, Alexander Ovechkin has rejoined the Caps, obviously after his family, their loss. Still, thoughts, prayers go out to them.
Prayers to the
I'm sure this is a
family,
really
absolutely.
difficult time. He is back with the Caps. But yeah, tough, really, really tough situation. So wish him all the best. We're going to jump over to a little NFL news here. Some talk out of the Jets after they've met with Carr. Obviously, his brother said that he expects this to be a very long process. Carr's going to take his time, make the decision. But they thought Jets, he could be a Hall of Famer. So,
look,
how do you feel about Carr being a Hall of Famer?
Look, the Jets are like the 40-year-old virgin. It's been so long, they're just desperate. They can't even look. They can't keep lies straight.
I wonder what great things they're going to say about Aaron Rodgers when he goes there for his visit. Like, because you know it's going to happen. Rodgers is going to go visit too.
They don't believe that about Derek Carr. Because if they believed it, you don't think Derek Carr could be a Hall of Famer?
I mean, he's got a lot of making up to do. Like,
I'm just tired.
He's got to rattle off. He has to rattle off some real. I mean, he's got to win some titles. He's going to have to rattle off some really good years.
A title would get him there.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Brees only has one. Aaron Rodgers only got one.
Yeah, but you got to look at Drew Brees' body of work besides just the title. Like
and before everybody destroys me, I'm not saying Derek Carr is going to be as good as Drew Brees. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
make sure you clear that up. Yeah, I don't need that
let me
kind
clear
of
that
malicious.
What I am saying though is, outside of Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. Outside of those six, I mean, you can't tell me that somebody's elite. And I think the drop off from I think Herbert's sixth in that group. The drop off from Herbert at 6 to probably Cousins, Golf, or Carr at 7 is a huge gap. Aaron Rodgers is not a top 10 quarterback. He has shown me nothing over the last 2 years. And I don't want to hear about his false MVP that Brady should have won.
I'm not.
I don't even want to bring that up.
Not opening that can of worms tonight. We've
So,
already
no,
screwed around
we'll waste
enough.
another
We
hell.
don't. No.
But if the Jets don't believe that, because if they believed that, they wouldn't have let Carr leave their building.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Well,
they would have signed him because he can sign. He can sign. If they truly believed that, they would have signed him here. The Jets are in love, and that's why they went and got old Stinker Pot from Denver, Hackett.
Yeah.
They've had it set in their mind that they want Rodgers, but look, what about Aaron Rodgers makes you think he's going to show up and put the work in with young Cedric Wilson, the dynamic receiver?
That's
Elijah Moore,
about
the young
Rodgers
dynamic receiver.
Years.
Corey
Yep,
Davis has been in the league a couple of years, but he's still young. Bryce Hall, an amazing young talented running back. What makes you think Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't worked an offseason in 4 years because he's been drinking Kawasaki motor oil or jumping off waterfall cliffs or in the darkness or doing Buddha on people or, walking in robes across deserts with his wiener hanging out, whatever kind of weird stuff he does.
This show is
what makes you think he's all of a sudden going to show up 70, 80 hours a week on the field, practice field, and in a film room with these kids?
He's not.
I mean, if you think that, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. And the fact that the Jets are basically waiting on him, if I was Derek Carr, would I really want to go to the Jets?
No.
Because you already told me that's your guy.
I think
because that's the guy you want. I don't want to go where I'm the second. And people keep saying the Saints. The Saints blow my mind. No. I don't understand how the Saints are in the conversation.
They don't
like
need to be
that place. Look, Hall of Fame. He'll have no shot at an NFC Championship game if he goes to New Orleans.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr needs to go.
Go ahead.
I've been thinking about that. I think Derek Carr needs to go to Washington.
I said the best 3 places
with Eric Bieniemy
are San Francisco, Washington, and then a far third.
San Francisco is not going to happen. San Francisco is already on Purdy.
Yeah, San Francisco has basically came out and said John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan want to be fired in the next 3 years because they want to prove they can win without a real quarterback. And I love it. I think Kyle Shanahan is a top. Look, I think Kyle Shanahan's a better offensive mind or just as good as your boy Andy Reid. Kyle Shanahan's definitely a top 5 coach.
The difference, is Shanahan's gotten arrogant.
Shanahan's in his way right now.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Shanahan. If you're telling me Brock Purdy or Trevor Lawrence, not Trevor Lawrence. I don't want to disrespect him like that. Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. That's what you want to roll into camp with. Look, the 49ers going from 5th in the power rankings, they'll drop to 9th in my power rankings at least.
Well, hey, so Purdy has delayed. He's put off that surgery on the elbow a little longer here, but he is on track to be ready for the season. So, they're going to roll out there with Purdy. I mean, they've basically said it's his team.
NFL. If you think Brock Purdy is a starting NFL quarterback,
kill the messenger.
That's like saying you think Taylor Heineke's a starting NFL quarterback. They're really good backups for a reason.
Poor Heineke.
Look,
yeah.
Everybody was on Nick Foles. Nick Foles was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Philly special, touchdown, got a statue. Sucks as a starting NFL quarterback for a whole year. But guess what? I'd sign Nick Foles tomorrow to be my backup.
A great backup.
Some guys are just backups, and we got to realize that.
I mean, look, Chase Daniel made a killing as a good backup in the NFL for a lot of years.
Look, Chad Henne, who just retired. Look,
Chad Henne.
Okay.
Yeah.
When
they had to step in, they played well. But they're not every game starting quarterbacks.
Those guys aren't starters.
No.
Those guys aren't starters.
But
They're
you need
not
a
starting.
backup every
And
now
San
and then.
Francisco's fooling themselves. Look, and the fact that Washington hasn't reached out to Carr, I find ridiculous. I mean, if they really,
well, the Colts need a quarterback too. So
if they really make Bieniemy go into camp with Sam Howell, that just can't happen, because I believe Bieniemy in that meeting has got to say, I got to pick my quarterback, because if not, it's career suicide, because everybody's already going to be watching Bieniemy to say, see, it wasn't him. It was Andy Reid. He had nothing to do with it. So there's no way he can put himself in that position. There's no way Sam Howell is the starting quarterback of my Washington Redskins come July.
I wouldn't think so.
There's
but
no
I've seen crazier things happen.
way.
And I mean, we don't
Carson
want
Wentz
that
is still
to be
on the
the
roster
truth
somehow.
Aren't they
Look,
supposed
it's
to?
gonna
They have
end
to cut him before like March. I forget the
March
date,
13th.
They have to cut him, or else they're gonna have to pay him all that money.
You know, Derek Carr. You know, and look, this whole talk about the Giants franchise and Daniel Jones. I mean, folks. Again,
Did you see that?
You don't
he
think
wants
Derek
$45 million a year.
Yeah. I mean, look, I could be a GM because I would laugh at him and be like, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to pay you 25 tops. And if you think you can go get better, then go get better. Right? Like,
there is nobody paying Daniel Jones $45 million a year. Whoever told him that he was worth that or could make that is out of their mind. He is not worth $45 million a year.
Look, everybody's got
the agent he fired
this.
Was like, Daniel, there's no way you're going to make $45 million, so he fired him.
This is right back to the Lamar thing. Well, Deshaun Watson set the market. No. The Browns, like the Browns do, made a horrible business decision. And now NFL owners are going to have to step up and say, look, we're just not doing this. And I hope if you're a good leader, look, I always want everybody to get their money. But, man, let's be real. Like, again, I was hearing Shaq talk today about business on another thing I was scrolling through. The money he's made in business compared to what he made
oh, God, yeah.
in the game.
He's got a great business mind.
Just so you folks know, if you have half of a brain, these bigger athletes, a.k.a. your quarterbacks, look, Dak Prescott has made more off Chunky Campbell soup in Sleep Number Bed than he has in the NFL and DirecTV.
Yeah,
okay?
Probably.
So when they pay him their money, there's so many other avenues to make money. First of all, just your name, people will have you be a spokesman for that. Look, there's plenty of ways to make money. Okay? So I don't want to hear the money speak.
Yeah.
If they're the people I think they are, Joe Burrow and even Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts is a little different. I could see Jalen Hurts saying that he has to get paid more, right? And I only say that because if they're going to keep running him 12, 13 times a game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
His career is going to be short, so I get it. He's got to get his money because he's not going to have a 15-year career.
No.
But, Burrow, Herbert, these guys should take friendly deals. Because we've already seen, and look, you got Dallas flirting with the Stroud thing. You know what I mean? Because it's in the same boat. When you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, you can put a whole lot more pieces around them. Absolutely. So, there's no way I'm giving Daniel Jones $45 million. There's no way I'm giving him over $30 million. There is, look, fine, leave. I'll go draft another quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, the Giants, look, they really overachieved. I mean, they had the coach of the year. They overachieved. Does anybody really think they're going to have the same season next year? I mean, they're a playoff team, so already their schedule is going to be harder.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, do we really see the Giants making the playoffs again?
I mean, it'd be tough sledding. But with that coach, I mean, he's a very good coach.
Let me ask, do you see a difference in Daniel Jones and Ryan Tannehill?
I think I'd rather have Tannehill.
Oh, you just proved my point right there, Sparky.
No, I would rather have Ryan Tannehill.
I mean, if you're the Giants, okay, walk Daniel Jones. We'll just draft another quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's too much stock because he was a top 10 pick. Like, there's going to be at least 2 quarterbacks taken in the top 10 this year that won't make it as a starting quarterback longer than 2 years in this league.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to throw their names out. I'm not going to throw
the NFL choose up
quarterbacks. Yeah. I'm not going to throw their name out there because I don't wish that on any kid. I'm just saying, I'm just being real. Like, the Falcons are already got whispers of wanting to move off of Desmond Ridder. Well, you just drafted him last year, for God's sakes. Like,
apparently they've seen all they need to see.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll jump to the next one here. Titans have cut Lawan and Robert Woods today. Obviously, 2 moves for them to get under the cap. I was hoping AJ would be on here to talk about his
and
Titans.
He thought me ranking them in the mid-20s was I'm going to be right. Look, the Titans are going to have to tear this thing down. The window's gone.
They're probably going to have to. But at that point, I mean, if you're going to tear it down, you're going to have to trade Derrick Henry, right? Get something for him while you can.
No, because he's your attraction. Like, look, if you had an aggressive guy like a Jimmy Johnson when he flipped Herschel Walker for basically a whole dynasty, right?
Yeah.
But who's going to give you that?
I mean, you could probably get.
The problem is the league used to value running backs like that. It doesn't, Derrick Henry's worth like 2 1s and 2 2s. Nobody's giving you that. Somebody's going to offer you a 3rd or 4th round pick. So keep Henry.
Really?
You got a ticket seller. Yeah, nobody's
somebody
giving up
give a first for him.
Henry. No, because the running back position's been downgraded so much. Do I think he's worth it? Yeah. I'd be the GM dumb enough to give 2 1s for Derrick Henry if I thought that put me over the hump. But teams just aren't going to do that.
At least a 1 and a 2 or a 1 and a 3. Like, I think he's worth at least 1.
Nobody's going to do that. I don't think anybody's going to do that. But look, if you're the Titans, I think you start wholesaling other things. Look, before you cut Woods and Lawan, you couldn't get a 4th round pick for them. I mean, look, the NFL is the sport where 5th and 6th round draft picks mean something. I mean, half the league was drafted
5th and
after
6th
the
round
5th round
draft
or
picks. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Bobby Beathard, God rest his soul, just passed. He built that Redskins dynasty basically after the 2nd round.
Yep.
I mean, look what Hall of Famers, 6th round.
You're giving me a hard time about the Chiefs, but look what they've done with late draft picks. I mean, their secondary, Isaiah Pacheco was a late draft pick.
The Patriots.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Yep, I agree. All right. Let's jump to a little John's Betting Corner. What you got for us tonight, Bubba?
What I got for you tonight? Well, right now, we got the Islanders trying to give the game away as best they can. Minute 13 left, but the Islanders are on the power play. So we just got to skate out of here. 2-1 would be no harm, no foul. We would go back to 284. We were at 284 games over, went back to 283 with the Baylor loss last night. Again, I don't regret the Baylor loss. I do regret the UMass thing. I got a little too big for my britches, so I apologize.
Happens.
Look, the tournament's coming up. Next week, some of the conference tournaments start. And then after that, they really start gearing up the week of March. Was that 5th, 6th? So March
Big
Madness
12 tournament kicks off March 8th here in KC.
March Madness right around the corner. March 31st closing in at 284 games over. I basically got 40 days left of the calendar year. So in 40 days, oh God, Winnipeg's on the power play with 50 seconds.
Yeah, I saw that.
Unbelievable. If this thing goes to overtime, we're screwed.
Easy.
Do you realize,
do
you realize in NHL games that have went to overtime this year, I am 3-20? Is that not unreal?
Good.
I mean, if just half of those 17 go our way, it's a whole different hockey season. So, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying, 40 days left to pick up 16 units to put us at the even 300. But I have a goal. I'd like to hit. This is going to freak you out. All right. I would like to hit
325.
No. Get real.
You have to believe to achieve.
Oh my God.
I believe in you.
I would like to hit 304.
304?
Yeah, 304.
It's not even a fun number.
Yeah,
it's 310.
4 is Lydia's favorite number.
You got no marbles.
So listen.
Go 310.
Listen, that's 20 games over in 40 days.
Yeah.
Think about that.
God,
Think
that
about
Major
that.
League movie's so funny.
I mean, that's rolling. 304 is the goal. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, you're basically saying you can't have a bad week. To pull it off, I can't have a bad week from here on out.
Yeah, 310.
Because think about it. From here out, I got to pick up at a minimum 5 games a week. At a minimum.
Yeah.
All right. So that's not easy to do. Right. And
so you're saying
again,
by the end of March, you want to be at 304?
Yeah. 20. That would be 20 more games starting tomorrow. And I have.
Yeah, but you got a lot of the tournament.
No, I'll take that back. I'll take it back. No, I got 37 days.
Yeah.
They're only 28 days. 37 days to hit 20 units. I mean, that's what I'm shooting for. So hopefully I can do it for you guys. Hopefully I can do it for myself.
Then I'm going to push you to 310. We got this.
Okay. Whatever. Somebody replace him. All of our winners out there, please start submitting applications. I just
can't replace me because nobody wants to put up with you by me.
So listen, that's it. There's people out there that like me. So, and hopefully they're, 5'5", 5'6", long blonde hair.
No.
Anyway, moving on.
6 seconds
listen,
left.
304 is what I'm shooting for, guys.
Yep.
304 is what I'm shooting at. Stay with me. Stay on this train. It's going to be an awesome March. I can't tell you what it's going to be like, though, right? There might be a bad day or two in there. I mean, March Madness is March Madness for a reason, okay? And
Islanders get the win, folks. 2-1.
2-1. All right, 2-1 on the night. Bada bing, bada boom, back to 284. So, it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a fun ride. Trust the process. Here's the big thing. Don't get frustrated. And don't live and die on every night, right? Put the bets in. Let me do all the worrying. You pay me to do the worrying. Let me do the worrying. You do the hanging out
for all of us. Trust me.
Spend time with your family. Spend time doing your hobbies. Don't stay up late and be dragging at work tomorrow just to see if the game won. You watching your ticker isn't going to make it win or lose, right? Yeah. Just trust the process and grind it out. Have that why sheet, right? I think the why sheet's important. I think really, again, we went through I didn't mean to do it, but I went through my daily routine when we were talking about where we want to live and stuff, right? That's my daily routine, right? So I put 5 to 8 hours. I don't have to put, the weekends are different. I mean, Friday and Saturday are murder's row for me because it's 140 some games on a Saturday. So between Friday and Saturdays, probably 22, 23 hours of work. During the week, it's about 5-6 hours a day. Not bad. But let me do the work. Let me do what I do. And then for you, again, focus. What's my why? What's my game plan? If I'm only at 50 a game, John said I got to get here to bet 75 a game. He said I had to get here to bet 100. If I'm at 1,000 a game, I got to get here to bet $2,000 a game, right? And just follow that process. And if you don't rush it, we're going to be in there. I mean, look, if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, and let's just say the record, let's say 284 games doesn't mean nothing to you. Just think about in the past 72 hours. Most of you don't even know where in the heck Morgan State's at.
Probably not.
+7 outright winner. If you were with me earlier in the season, I gave out Bellarmine 3 times. We were 2-1 with him. I had people text me, Beller who? Where's Bellarmine?
Sometimes they're hard to find.
Arkansas State last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tonight, I said Queens. I sent it out. I had over 10 guys text me, Queens, who are they playing?
Yep.
I had to say Liberty. So they knew, right? So that should tell you right there, I know what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean I'll win every game. I can tell you this, I'm going to pick a whole lot more winners than I am losers, 284 this year. And you can bank on 150 games, but really 150 units, over 500 every year. You can bank on that. Is 284, 300 going to happen again next year? I can tell you this much. I want to try and make 200 the new norm. I want to make that the new norm, right? But I got to do it 2 or 3 years in a row before I can really do it. Because, again, you should know by the, me texting you. I mean, I have one guy tonight that I'm trying to get on board. He goes, man, I'm sorry I haven't responded. I thought this was an automated text. I said, no, I'm like nobody else in the business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a whole office of people working. Nope. Chop's got a full-time gig. AJ's got a full-time gig. You're getting me. Maybe one day you
folks.
only.
That's the best we got for you right now.
I'm the best they could find on short notice. So sorry if
which
you're disappointed.
Really, what does that say about us?
It says 284 games. But again, mindset's a big thing, guys. And that why sheet is really important. And just being, sometimes we get in the way of God's plan because we want to do everything our way. Like, it's funny, right? In life, we always say, oh, God, please help me. So then he like breaks stuff down to put it back together, right?
Yep.
But then we're like, but then he gets like halfway through what we asked for, and we're like, yeah, we got it from here. Well, no, we don't. Right?
Nah, we don't.
Like, I heard a great analogy today, and it's so truthful. Right? And it applies to gambling too. Like, I'm talking to guys, and I bet this and I bet that. And I'm like, God, you guys are all over the place. I get it. I used to do that. You can't win long term that way. So look at gambling just like your life. And think about a set of Legos. All right? And think about if you have young kids, right? I have a 7-year-old. She's very sharp, but she's 7. So I want you to think about like a big Lego set, right? That, you know how they have the castles and stuff. Oh, yeah. Now, as an adult, what would we do? We would read the directions that tells you exactly the way to make it look like it looks on the box. And we would do that. Mm-hmm. What the child is going to do, the child's just going to get all excited. They're going to put the picture of the box. They don't know how to read directions. Yeah. And they're going to put it together. And then they're going to hand it to you and say, Dad, can you help with this? Mm-hmm. And your kid's going to get really upset. You know why they're going to get upset? Because
you can't read either?
No. Because for you to fix it, you got to take the whole thing apart and start over to do it the right way. Okay? Yep. So just like God does with our lives, and just like I have to do with the way you bet, I have to break it all down, because what you've done, you've had some good moments. You've probably had a bookie or cashed out $5-6 grand here or there along the lines. It happens to everybody. They hit big. But over the course of time, you've lost and you've lost and you've lost. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat it just like a Lego set. We're going to break it all down, and you're going to follow the directions. And a year down the road with this, you're going to have a masterpiece, and your masterpiece is going to be the account you have set to the side. And then that account you have set to the side is just going to grow over time. And then the things that really mean something to you in life, which is that list of whys. Mm-hmm. Again, money's not everything, but man, it's really hard to accomplish things without it. Right? Yes, so unfortunately, money has to factor into it, right? Yep. Like, if money wasn't important, right? And you're not a money person, Chop. That's just not how you were made. That's not how we were raised. But would you put up with the stress you go through 55 hours a week, as most salary people do?
What if I didn't get money for it?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have to put up with it because that pays your bills. Absolutely. So it's the same way. You have to have the same thinking. When you start treating gambling on sports, and I hate call it gambling, sports betting. because gambling sounds like it's a gamble. It's not a gamble with me. I'm going to win. Just a matter of how much and when. When you start looking at me like a 401k and you don't touch it, and that, if you ask anybody, Chop, my text messages have been, can you not touch the money from now to December, and then we see where we're at to see if you can take some money out for Christmas? And they've all said, yeah. And I'm making them all text me on Mondays where their account's at or what they pay their bookie or get back. And I'm keeping track of it. Why? Nobody else in the business is going to do that. You want to know why I'm doing it? Because I care about them. I care about you the better. All right? I might have some outlandish takes. You might not like me. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You'll go to your grave saying, that dude that I never met in person cared about me more than some of my family did.
Yeah.
All right? Because that's what you're paying BCCS to do. That's what you're paying us to do. And I want to give the best customer service. I want to put you on the best situation possible. And that will check off one of my small box of whys. If I can help make other people successful so they can go do great things with their money. Right?
Yep,
so,
absolutely.
Again, stay focused. Your list of whys, don't get too high, too low, and stay the course, and don't be an action junkie. Just because I get on a roll and we've been on one, don't go betting 30 here, 20 there, 100 here to on your own stuff.
It all adds up.
Because it'll all add up.
Yep.
Trust me. I did that with Chop during football season. Well, what do you think about this teaser? What do you think? Yeah, I can kind of understand it. I didn't bet it, but he would. And next thing you know, he does 2 bad Sundays in a row, and $400 doesn't seem like a lot at the time, but in the grand scheme, what'd it do, Chop? It adds up, don't it?
It all adds up.
So now he don't do that no more. And it's funny, since football's ended, Chop doesn't ask me my opinion about one game. Do you?
No.
No, he learned that lesson. Bad Chop.
No,
Bad.
now, hey, look, I had some opinions on NFL games that played out really well. So,
yeah.
You took my advice on some games.
Everybody
I can pick
does.
winners every now and then.
Everybody can pick winners. You said, you took the words out of my mouth. Everybody can pick winners every now and then.
Yeah.
To do
That's
what
why
I
leave
do
it
is
to
a
you.
different thing.
Nah.
To do what I do is a different thing.
Yep. Nope.
And you're
give
paying
you all
me
the
to
credit
do it,
for
so
that.
let me do my job.
Yeah. And then I have to
I'm
put
pretty
up
good
with
at
it too. So, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love you, man.
I'll buy you fish and chips.
Got to have a pint of Guinness with it, for sure.
Ugh.
All right, you got any other nuggets for us tonight? Anything fun, exciting?
I think last thing real quick, I think you have a big announcement. Is that true?
A big announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty big. It'd be big for us. We haven't been doing this all that long, really. So for us, I think it's a big announcement.
Well, we haven't been doing the podcast.
No. You want to do the honors?
Are you sure? I mean,
yeah, go for it. You're the talker of the group. You're the talker of the group. What we got? We talked to you guys about we would have an exciting announcement. And I think now that we've dotted I's and crossed T's and we put ink on paper, now John Boy he's been itching, folks. He's been itching.
Yeah.
So,
well, first of all,
now you can finally let go.
First of all, go out, check out my buddy Kenny Thompson radio show on Odyssey. But kudos to all you folks that pay attention, friends, family, our winners community. I know I make jokes about you guys on the free plays, but even you guys, everybody out there, I appreciate you listening to us. I know Chop does.
Because we didn't think anybody listened.
I don't want to say I never imagined. I just didn't think God would move as quick as he has. But we have signed a deal with the Believe Network. Believe, you say?
Yep.
So
Believe.
They are branching out into the sports gambling podcast world. They have one show with Brandon Lang for the show from the movie Two for the Money. Him and Cordell Stewart will be their next big gig. So that is exciting. Very, very exciting. And
very excited.
They'll be helping, promote the show and give us another big platform to be on. And hopefully that's the first of many. Hopefully we can now start having athletes on the show. Any ones we can kidnap or drug or, whatever we got to do.
I'll leave all that to you.
Yeah, I got to play it. I'm like the movie Celtic Pride. We'll
terrifying.
kidnap them. So
God.
we'll start having some athletes on the show, and this thing will just keep growing. So keep listening. It's going to get better and better. It'll be after March Madness probably. We might I'll take that back. We may take a quick test run during March Madness, but sometime full-fledged baseball, there will be a 30-minute daily show that we'll have. So instead of getting us twice a week, you'll get 30 minutes every day to run down through the whole slate of games and break down each game, and pitching matchups and trends and all that, as Believe tries to put together their own sports gambling station and separate network and really try to drive not just the audio, but the video. So thank you to the Believe family for the opportunity. And thank you out there to all you listeners, because without y'all, well, they wouldn't have found us. So me and Chop play a very small part in it. And so thank you to all you guys. And we look forward to, I guess they're going to make the announcement Friday.
Something like that.
So we're a day early, but you know what?
We don't record again until Monday, so I didn't want it to like go out on social media let's get out in front of this thing, right? Let's do something presidents haven't did in a long time since Lincoln. Let's get out in front proactive.
Of yeah, there you go. So again, thank you all, and thank you to the Believe Network. We're excited. We're pumped.
Yeah, we're super excited. Hopefully this continues to grow the show. We can have some athletes on, and hopefully this brings us to sporting events at locations close to you guys. Hopefully this gets us out where we can do some shows in some different places, go to a lot of sporting events, which we love to do. So hopefully this brings us out into your neck of the woods where we can kind of interact with you guys. Meet you guys, interact with you guys, have a lot of fun. But we are excited about Believe. We obviously appreciate them thinking that this show's good enough to be on their network. Because sometimes with John talking, I wonder. But at least somebody thinks that, and there's people listening, so that's positive. But we thank you all so much, all jokes aside. We appreciate you all so much. We could not do this without you, and we love bringing you this show. We expect to bring you more content, this 30-minute morning show that John's talking about us putting out. I'm excited about that. I think we should probably call it It's Way Too Early for This Shit, so I think that's a fun name that we could throw out there. So we're excited. We're excited about the future of what Bustin' Chops and BCCS can be, and we're just happy that you are along for the ride. So thank you so much for all you do. It means the world to us, and we're excited about what we can do for you all in the future. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, great weekend. We'll be back with another episode for you on Monday, and who knows, we may have some new news from this, what this 30-minute show is going to look like. We'll be able to bring you some more stuff. So excited about the future. But thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy, and we will talk to you later.
Hey, love you, my winners. God bless you. Stay safe. And Twitter at BCCS Sports. Sunday morning, I'll put out my picks for the NASCAR race. I don't like anything in the golf tournament, but pick a couple long shots, because I think other than the favored at 750, I think it's somebody out of the blue. It's a weird field. So, take $20, pick 4 golfers at $5 a piece. But at BCCS Sports, I'll have your NASCAR picks up Sunday morning. All right.
Have a great one, everyone.